Hi, my name is Evan Archella, and I'd like to show you some tips and tricks for Microsoft Live at EDU. Let's take a look at some calendar basics for Outlook Live. To access your Outlook Live calendar, sign into the Outlook Live tool, and on the left-hand side within the navigation pane, you'll click on Calendar. That will take you to the Outlook Live calendar. You have a number of different views that you can choose from here for your calendar. So this is the day view, for example. I could look at the week. I could look at the entire month if I needed to. And you'll also have something we call Work Week. Work Week will just specifically show you those days that you've designated as being part of your traditional work or school week. And you can configure that under the calendar options within your options pane, which is accessible right up here at the top right. Click Options, go into Settings. You can access your calendar settings and actually define what that work week is. That's what will be reflected here within this particular view. Now your calendar, this is your primary calendar. You can think about this in terms of availability. This is meetings and appointments that relate to your personal schedule. Now you can share that calendar with other users. If you'll click the Share button, share a calendar, you'll see the word Calendar. It's always going to be your primary calendar. If you click that, it'll open up what we call a sharing request. I could put someone's name in here. It could be my professor, it could be another student, and I can determine what level of visibility do I want that person to have with my calendar. You'll notice here free busy information, free busy plus the subject and location, or all of the information. Now all of this is view only. You cannot give someone edit rights to your calendar, your personal calendar, without using a delegate feature, which requires the full Office client, and you're essentially adding someone like an administrative assistant as a delegate to your calendar. They then have the editing rights. But within a standard sharing request like you see here, it's going to be view-only information. You can also request at the same time to reciprocate that permission. So I'm giving you permission for my calendar. Would you please give me permission for your calendar as well? So I'll send it off. We can then accept that request and add that calendar to our Outlook Live and be able to access and see that other person's information, help us to better schedule meetings and appointments that relate to individuals. Go ahead and close this. This is our personal calendar. On the left-hand side here under My Calendars, if you right-click that, you can also create a secondary calendar. So Create New Calendar will allow you to create an additional calendar or number of calendars beneath your particular Outlook Live calendar information. So let's say, for example, I have a class project that I'm working on. I can create a calendar for class project. I can view that calendar side by side with my own, just like I could if this was a person's calendar that had been shared with me. And I can simply take a time slot here, go ahead and just double click it and open up what we call an appointment. Now with an appointment, I'm going to put in a subject, location. So if this is a class project, for example, we can use that to maybe keep track of certain milestones or other types of maybe meetings that relate to this particular project. The difference between an appointment and a meeting is the existence or non-existence of a person. So this is an appointment right now. If I was to go into the Scheduling Assistant tab, start putting in people's names in terms of attendees, it then technically becomes a meeting request. So you'll access them both through a similar type of interface. I'm going to go ahead and save and close this. Now we've got that milestone on our class project calendar, and just like I shared my personal calendar, I'm going to share the secondary calendar. If I go up to Share, you'll see Share a Calendar. Now you see two options here, my primary calendar and the new class project calendar. If I share class project, I can put in the people's names that are part of my project, and notice here that this is a little bit different. So in our personal calendar, we're talking about visibility. How much of my calendar can you see? Now, that doesn't, again, relate to delegates. If I make you a delegate, you'll actually have editing rights to my calendar, but that's a specific process that's done through the full Outlook client. Through a typical sharing request, personal calendars are all about visibility. Secondary calendars, however, do have editing capabilities. So, for example, I could select all information with permission to add, edit, or delete and allow those people to be able to edit the information that's on this new calendar. So for a class project, that probably makes a lot of sense. You go ahead and send that off, and they'll receive that within their inbox. Again, they'll be able to add it down into their calendars within their own Outlook Live. Let me give you a few resources for Live at EDU. Microsoft.com/live@edu is the main Live at EDU website. You can learn more about the program there. You'll also find the Live at EDU blog to be a useful place for learning about what's new with these tools, things that may be coming along, different changes that we're making. You'll also find help.outlook.com to be a helpful place for the Outlook Live application itself. This is the same place you can get to if you go to the little blue circle with the white question mark in it within the Outlook Live application itself. Both ways will take you to help.outlook.com. Also, if you go to Bing, do a search for Office Web Apps Product Guide, you'll get a detailed PDF on all the features that are included in our Office Web Apps applications, which are now integrated into SkyDrive, which is another Live at EDU technology. Thanks again for your time today. I look forward to having you on another screencast.